good job getting us ready to play for this game. We just didn't come out right at all. Didn't, we're just a little bit flat. Didn't have the edge we needed, and so we can't afford to do that. So I think I understand why it happened, and so I think I'll be able to make some adjustments in terms of the days leading into to a game like this. But outside of that, the second half was great. Some really sat down and guarded better, and played better at the offensive end as well. So it was a really good second half.
What do you like about Joson coming off the bench? Because obviously you've played that way the last 6 games, as good as he is, and just having him come in.
I know people get hung up with that, like who starts and stuff, but he's basically a starter. I mean, he's going to play 30-plus minutes. He was in the game tonight, I think, within like 2.5 minutes or so. That's going to be the norm. And I don't know who it's going to be that will come out, but someone will. I need him in the game, so he's going to be in the game a lot.
We look at the second half defense, was just effort, intensity, or some other things that led to such a great effort?
I just think we felt like we didn't, compete with necessary energy. Came out, we missed a lot of open shots early in the game. Turned the ball over a lot. I mean, we just did a lot of bad things, so it wasn't the most pleasant, locker room at halftime. And so they responded. The guys responded and then played harder. And when you have someone that could block a shot the way, Lav couldn't have drawn up a better play to run against us. And they went side to side. They had a nice spin, back cut, should have had a wide open layup, and I don't know where JQ came from to block that. When you have someone on your team that could do stuff like that, it's just, it demoralizes your opponent a little bit, and it intimidates your opponent, and that's why he's special.
Players said that you didn't do anything that warranted a technical foul. But it seemed like that maybe gave the guys a spark, because it was right after that you guys went on a run. Did you feel that way, or?
I was hot on it, but I've been doing this so long now that nothing really surprises me anymore. So I just kind of, once I lost my tie, I just kind of moved on to, and that was kind of closure for it. And I just kind of concentrated on coaching the team and not as much dealing with those guys.
But they were lethargic. Your team was lethargic before that, and then after that, not really.
I could tell that there was like a little more juice, a little more pop to what we were doing. So I'm not sure that. I was yelling a lot at them a lot in the huddles too. We were all frustrated just with how we were performing at that point in the game. So there was a lot of. Because even in Palm Springs, when we got down to New Mexico and we were losing to St. Mary's, I was relatively calm, and hey, we're fine, we're in the game, we're gonna make our run, everything's okay, we're not perfect. Tonight I was fairly negative, just by what we looked like in that first half, for most of that first half.
Was it just kind of complacency? Was it Thanksgiving hangover?
I can't specifically say without maybe rewatching it. I do remember we had some pretty clean looks. We missed free throws. We turned the ball over. We gave them some transition baskets. We didn't play anything like we had been playing over the last couple of weeks. So it was a little bit frustrating in that first half.
What kind of goes through your mind when, in the moment, when you see JQ making those big athletic plays that he does?
I was just kind of in awe of seeing it. It's something I could never do, maybe on an 8-foot basket or something. I was 7 years old, but it's even his block in the first half, when he fell down and then got up and blocked. It's scary. His timing and his instincts and his mobility for someone so big.
How well have you seen the 3 freshmen work together so far this season?
I liked that they were in the game together. It was it coincided with a really good stretch that we had at both ends of the floor. So it was nice that we had the opportunity to get Amir involved with JQ and Joe. And Joe was making plays on offense. JQ was dominating the paint and blocking shots. And Amir just impacted the game in a number of different ways. Didn't really shoot it great, but he did some other things well.
With that, it seems like Mason kind of seems to be the steady force there in the middle. What, from your vantage point as a coach, how important is it to have a guy like him in those moments where things aren't really falling your guys' way to help the freshmen, especially too, in those?
He's a very stable guy, very stable, played a lot of basketball. I sleep good at night knowing he's going to be dribbling the ball down the floor. He just takes command of the team, runs the team, understands everything we're doing, and can make plays. He's a guy that's proven over our initial stretch here that down the stretch he's a guy that we could go to late in games to make a shot and certainly knock down his free throws.
You mentioned it's only going to be 2.5 minutes that Joson isn't in the game to start,
Yeah.
but what is the key to getting the offense clicking in those first few minutes without him?
I wouldn't say that there's a pattern that's developing and us not playing well right away. I think tonight that happened certainly. I'd have to go back and look at a bunch of these games, but I don't think that something needs to be changed or done a whole lot different. We didn't respond well to, I don't know, and again, I took the hit because I said I didn't prepare him right, because I didn't, there are things I could have done in practice leading into this that we wouldn't have looked like we looked in the first 8 minutes, and I was too nice to them, and I'm not going to do that again.
Basheer mentioned that you guys that had a couple days off before this game, and that you just kind of spoke a little bit about wanting to change things heading into games when you have time. With only a couple games left in the month of December, with a lot of time between breaks, what is it that you think you're actually going to do differently in the weeks leading up to before the Florida game or before the UMass?
Yeah, I was more saying what I did yesterday and on Sunday to get us here. Those are the most crucial days, and Sunday was too light, and yesterday was too light, and we were not ready. And I think put too much into my head about just what New Mexico and St. Mary's back-to-back might have taken out of us physically. So that's on me, but I think, when we had the big break of 8 days going into New Mexico and St. Mary's, we were ready to play those games. So we'll have now 11 days, and I've already put together a plan of how we're going to attack the next 11 days. It'll be a mixture of taking care physically, refreshing some guys that are banged up, getting our legs back, mentally refreshing a little bit, and then really getting after it on the practice floor to start getting ready for that game.
Finish up with Michael.
And Coach, obviously always talked about defense, talking about Jaden's blocks, but when he gets going like that and the defense starts feeling like you said after the first 8 minutes of the first half, but do you feel that even helps the flow and just keeping the ball moving on offense as well too?
Well, his activity, the deflections, the blocks, we could get out in the open court maybe and get some easier baskets and not have to just stay in a half-court game. So if we could just do that more, and in the second half we did that. We not only JQ, but I think everyone was more active on the defensive end.
Here, we look at those struggles in the first half. What do you think happened over there in the first 7 minutes?
We just didn't come out with the right approach to the game. It was as simple as that. We didn't come out with the right approach, and we got hit in the mouth early. Yeah, simple as that.
Did Bobby get in the technical, change the vibe for you guys?
I would say a little bit. I don't think he even said anything to the ref. I think he was just calling a play or something. But that obviously that happened in the New Mexico game that happened, So it turns up a little bit. Yeah.
Were you frustrated with just your intensity before that?
Of course. Yeah, we didn't come to play first half at all.
What did you make of the turnaround then, kind of end of the first half, going on that run in the back half? Didn't really turn up the tempo. You guys still maybe were trying to get in your groove with hitting shots, but starting to get more and more on the board.
Yeah, they were playing a 2-3 zone for most of the game. Obviously, we haven't seen that much this year, so they made us a little uncomfortable. But once we figured it out, we abused it. So just getting comfortable with it.
With a lot of individual talent you guys all possess on the team, what do you make of trying to go against those zones, more having to move the ball, kick inside out, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it's just an adjustment. Obviously, like I said, we haven't seen it a lot, but I just obviously we have shooting, so you shoot your way out the zone, you're not going to see it again. Yeah.
Joson, what do you make of obviously you were in a groove in the first half, hitting threes, you knocked down 5+ in the game. What do you make of your ability to space the floor, really being one of the first guys to help break that zone, getting outside shots going?
I'm just trying to win. That's really it, to be honest. I'm open, I'm shooting.
What's it like to come off the bench, Joson? You probably haven't had to come off the bench much in your life.
It gives me a more opportunity to just see the floor, and how the starters, they might mess up here and there. I won't try to come in and do the same mistake. It gives me more freedom, you feel me?
Basheer, you're nodding your head. How much have you seen you guys kind of expand the floor as the first few games of the season has.
Say it again.
How have you guys seen the ball movement just expand and you guys move around the
Oh
floor?
yeah, we have unselfish guys. You know, we all want to win. So you know, everyone's capable passers, and we have willing passers. So you know, sharing the will. You know.
What was it like, Joson, coming off the tournament where you got MVP? You know, what's it like now, you know, kind of now it feels like you've worked your way in and this team is kind of peaking?
Yeah, it feels kind of normal, you know. Like I always been like shooter and everybody always been hyping my head up. I just try to stay like in the middle, not too high, not too low, and just stay focused on winning.
Just on the block you had in the first half, how much are you prioritizing the defensive side of the ball right now?
Oh, really? I focus on defense first, and then my offense comes later. You know, that's one thing I did good in high school. I would get them chase down blocks here and there.
What was the message in the second half? You guys did a really good job of turning up the defensive pressure and making sure that they were always struggling to find good looks. Is there anything that coach kind of said or anything adjustments you guys made to come out with a different approach in the second half on that end of the floor?
Oh yeah, we wanted to blitz Zero's ball screens as much as we could because I think he had 12 in the first half. He had there 33 points, so you know we wanted to blitz his ball screens, be more aggressive with them. Other than that, you know, just turn it up, man. Yeah.
After a month of December where you guys played 8 games, now just 3 games in the month of December, how can you guys use this time to sort of utilize your health and get back to 100%?
Yeah, I mean, we have a big one coming up, so, you know, obviously prioritizing that, but staying in shape, you know, staying sharp, because, you know, we had the past 2 days off, not the past 2 days, but we got a couple days off after the tournament, and, you know, that may not be what's best for our team, so we might have to adjust and, you know, practice more and prioritize that over, you know, taking days off.
Jaden had 5 blocks, and he's one of the leading shot blockers in the country. Have you played with a guy like that, or
No,
is he
it's
different?
crazy. I'm amazed at almost every game, honestly. Like, I really am. He's a great, like, just has a great feel for it. And it's just like, comes out of nowhere. I'm amazed every game almost.
Is there a point when you realize like how good of a shot blocker that he was? Either one of you guys?
Just first game, just first game almost. Yeah.
Since preseason practice,
Yeah.
been the same ever since.
Just like you still shoot the ball well over his closeouts?
Yes. he knows too.